Hey guys, Muncheez here. Welcome to another Lost Ark video, and in this video I'm going to be going over getting roster XP and gold at the same time. So if you are like me and you are either building a new roster, or if you are maybe a returning player, or even like a new player coming over from Ignite, this is something that you are going to want to do when you get onto the legacy servers. So basically, you are going to be kind of starved for resources, more so than other people who already have had like characters built and whatnot. So when you start off, you don't really have that many characters, and your gold income is very limited to what you can and can't sell. So the other thing you want to do is build your roster XP, and you can do this kind of like hand in hand. They kind of go together. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Abidos Materials, which are the tier 4 materials from life skills. So the Abidos Materials sell for a decent amount of gold right now, and the market is it's good right now. It was really good, but it's starting to drop a little. As you can see, like every 100 of these sell for at least like half 1,000 gold, like 550 for the meats, and stones are even 475 per like every 100 of these, and you can get an immense amount of these. And the good thing about it is, no matter like what your life skill levels are, I started out with just like the basic life skill stuff that they gave us, and I started off using like blue tools, what have you. So you can start off whenever you want doing this, but the thing is, the world tree leaves, every time you collect one of these from every single one of the professions, it gives like some of them give like 10k roster XP, 12k, like they give a lot of roster experience doing this. So you're gonna want to go around the board. I'm currently working on excavating, but you can do any one of these, and then like once one of them starts to slow down the income of world tree leaves, you can move on to the next one, move on to the next one, so on and so forth. So like for me, I've just been dumping 10,000 like life skill energy into one, and then moving on to the other, and just going around in a circle on this board. And no matter which one you pick, you will get some sort of gold income. It might not be the maximum one, but in my opinion, the maximum value one, if you want to just focus on one, I highly recommend excavating. Excavating is a really good source because it gives also not only like materials to craft tools and whatnot, but it gives you mats to craft stimulants and atropines. So you can also craft those and sell them if you want. Now, when you are going through here, there are these T-skill powders. There's this vendor in your stronghold, and basically you can trade in stuff that you have farmed for life skills for either excavating powder, whatever powder related to that life skill. So for example here, I want Abidos relics, and in order to get Abidos relics, I can trade in any of the lower tiered relic materials from excavating, and I can trade them over. So what I like to do is I like to check how much they would sell for normally. So like I would just go in and see for like the gray version of it, the quality wise, I mean, I would go in, see how much it's worth, and if it's worth more to convert it over or not. But for the most part, it's easier to sell them if you just convert them all over to the Abidos. But if it does sell more beforehand, like if you can make a profit off of it, I would highly recommend doing that. But for the most part, they don't really sell for much standalone. But if you just transfer it over to the rare blue material for the tier 4 material, which is the Abidos material, you can sell it all together, and you'll get a pretty handsome reward for it, for at least dumping one entire life skill bar into it. So you can also they give you a lot of skill point refresh potions too, so you can keep doing it until you run out of refresh potions as well, while like the market's really good, and you can make quite a bit of gold. So this has funded a lot of my gold sources. Both for me personally, it was hunting and excavating that had a huge impact on my gold income. So most of the professions have benefits to them. So like herbalism and excavating both contribute to like making potions and whatnot. So you can sell atropine, stimulants, etc. And then logging and mining can give you resources to help you maintain your stronghold. And the one that I would kind of be wary of and not do as much is maybe fishing. So like once you get enough world tree leaves from fishing, or you're kind of like satiated with it, you can kind of kind of drop it for the time being. And hunting is the most used mat, I feel like, for like if people want to craft the tier 4 materials and whatnot, people will generally use the meat. So all of these sell for a lot of gold standalone. And there's even a whole other side of it to where you can use some of these materials to craft things like stimulants, atropenes, even some of the honing materials. You can craft and sell these things. So that is like a whole other video in itself. And another thing I want to point out is the old areas also have on their wandering merchants, as you can see here, where the arrow is pointing, they generally have like a item that they sell that is related to getting a world tree leaf of some sort. So for example, this one I believe is one of the hunting ones. So you can go there, do some hunting, and even though you don't get any of the Abidos materials straight up, you can use the T-skill powder system. If those materials don't sell well on their own, you can trade them in and you can sell the tier 4 materials from there. And luckily enough, I was recording while I was doing this. So in the new tier 4 areas as well, they have routes where there are monsters there that can drop Adventure Tome collectibles. As you can see, that purple one that just dropped, I will show in a minute here, but those are also a huge boost in your gold income to kind of sell them if you're not using them to complete your Adventure Tome. I'm personally selling them because I do not need them, because all the other old ones were enough for me to get done what I needed to get done. So I'm leaving these for later, and I'm pretty much doing the sell now, buy later tactic for these. And just to show the World Tree Leaf, for example, this one gave like 9,300 for finding it. And then shortly after, I immediately found another one, and this one gives, I believe, roughly 10k. So as you can see, like the roster XP meter just jumps. And when you first starting out all of your professions, you will find a whole bunch of these. So it is a great tool to help you leveling your roster XP. Now we're going to go back to those Adventure Tome collectibles. So like the one that had dropped for me, these sell, they were a lot higher, but now they're still even at 1,000 gold. You can, like I said, you can sell them or you can keep them. I personally want to sell them because I'm going to sell them now and then buy them later. These are worth a lot. So you can, this is like an extra 1,000 gold just because. So if your route has elites on it, just go ahead, kill them and see if they drop anything useful. Like these dolls, you can even sell like the white ones. You can sell, sometimes the green ones aren't worth as much. But if they aren't, you can just use them. Like I just used them because I didn't feel like making like another 140 gold. So I just said to use it. And as you can see, the time it took for me to even do that, it already sold. That's like an extra 1,000 gold in your bags. So when you're doing this, you have a huge potential to make a lot of gold as well as building your roster experience. And as you're doing some of these professions like fishing, excavating, and I know hunting also gives tools as well, you can use these tools and kind of upgrade from the blue ones, because I think they start you out with blue ones, and you can upgrade to like these purple ones. You find quite a lot of them, and you can either hold on to some of them if you like the lines on them. And for example, this one has like a huge treasure drop rate on it. I might just switch to this just because I want more treasure chests, because the treasure chests give a lot of materials in them. And if you're doing excavating, you get the craft kits, so you can make tools for like any profession if you have those craft kits available to you. And these craft kits can be found in, you know, either epic, legendary, or even relic. And if you're lucky enough and you find a relic one, like this one, they sell for 14,000 a piece. So that's a huge chunk of gold. And even the legendary ones, you can just go ahead and sell them if you want, or you can use them to craft, but it's like an extra 600 to 700 gold in your pocket when you find these. Now, obviously, the rates of these things depend on which region you're in, but this is a great thing to do to build part of the foundation of an account. So I personally highly recommend it, especially if you don't have like a whole bunch of raids to do and whatnot, and you're looking for something else to do in the game to fill the time. For example, if there was like a gold island coming up in like 15 minutes, or, you know, you're waiting for a field boss, anything that's like 15 to 20 minutes away and you're not too sure of like what you want to do, I highly recommend doing this. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything of that sort, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and sub on the way out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.